A quick introduction. My name is Kelsey Luby. I'm on the Global Business Selling Strategy team and work very closely with Vidya on our listing experiences for you all. And happy to talk about all things listing and the magical bulk listing tool that we just saw. Vidya, anything you want to add?
Thank you, everyone, for joining. So this is Kelsey and me here. So most of you must have seen me in the main stage talking about magical bulk listing tool. So happy to be here answering more questions around that, or if you would like to see a real live demo of the tool, happy to showcase that as well.
Yeah, just looking through the chat, I see just a couple of questions and can speak to that. First, overall, I'll get to the chat in a second. We do want to do this session to, if there are specific questions that you all have about the tool, you have the right people to help answer that. And if any of you do want to come off and share with the group or anything, I do believe we have the power to add you all as hosts. So I'll just quickly run through the chat and then we can go from there. So first question from a few minutes back from Chris, is anybody using the tool to post Magic the Gathering cards yet? Some sellers do have the ability, but in US, at least all Seller Hub have access to the magical bulk listing tool specifically for sports trading cards. As Vidya mentioned, we are rolling out this tool to be used across all categories this month. So some folks may be able to do that today and already have. We are seeing many listings being created in Magic the Gathering, non-sports trading cards, other collectibles, as well as some fashion, and the list goes on from there. So if anybody has used it and has any experience or feedback, definitely add that to the chat. Just scrolling down the list again, I see Dorothy ask, what items can you use this for? Again, depending on whether you have the STC experience or the all category experience, that'll depend. But by roughly the end of this month, everybody in the US who uses Seller Hub should have the ability to list across all categories. And then from there, outside, I believe, Vidya, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe I think we might have an exception in automotive parts and accessories.
Just vehicles may not be there, but all the other categories are currently supported.
All right. Next, let's see a demo. We can definitely do that. Next, why do you have to specify the number of images? What if you took different amounts of question? Let's address that as we are walking through the tool. I think it'll be helpful to see live. Audio is cutting out. I'm not sure if I have too much to do. Maybe I'll switch it over to Vidya. I'll let Vidya do the talking.
All right. So the next question we have is, can you put those listings into the draft page to make sure everything is as you like to list later? Can you add more pictures later? So the first part of the question, sure, you can upload the images and then you will see how your listings would look like. And at that point, you are free to add more pictures or rearrange them if needed. You can always save them as drafts, resume them later, either in a bulk mode or a single listing mode to complete your listings. What items can be used with it? I think, Kelsey, you answered this question, right? Okay. Will it automatically fill out item specifics similar to if I use cell one like this? So cell one like this typically copies over all of the item specifics from another user's listing. So with this, with the magical bulk listing flow, we will be filling out a lot of the item specifics purely based on the image that you uploaded. So if it's a good quality image, and if we are able to recognize it, yes, we will be pre-filling title and also populating a lot of item specifics for you.
All right, let's see if my audio is okay. I'm happy to do a demo and talk through this in a bit more detail than we shared in the main stage. So I'll keep an eye on the chat if I can, but otherwise we'll walk through the experience.
Is it better to add the UPC, and will I get more information? So it's always, if you have a UPC, it is always better to add the UPC because it means you have a product ready in hand, and we will be able to pull in all the information for the item specifics from and the title as well from the UPC. There's another question.
Right.
Go ahead, guys.
Okay, I can go ahead and try to do the demo, see if I have more technical difficulties. All right, it looks like we are good. All right, so first, the entry point for this tool at the moment is from the active listings page. You all, if you're opted into Seller Hub, when you click the Create Listing dropdown, you should see this new option, multiple listings from photos. Two comments to add. One, if you see additional text under here that says sports trading cards only, that's how you know whether you have the sports trading cards or all category experience. And then other comment is just multiple listings. This is our standard, our prior bulk listing experience, blank template listing from bulk. So there's a question in here specifically around clothing, multiple pictures, not the same amount for each item that I want to list. So what I want to call out on this page is that this box here, organization pays off. Right now with this current experience, our best guidance and our tips for this is that to make this listing process work as quickly and as seamlessly as possible in the way that there is a bit of organization that needs to happen up front. Vidya, do you mind if you go on mute while I'm going? I think that might be part of the audio issue. Let's see. And people in the chat, let me know if that does not solve it. But again, just calling out here, this call out, organization pays off. And there is a little bit of work that ideally happens up front to make sure that your photos are organized in the appropriate order and that each of the items that you want to list has the same number of photos per draft. Right now, we are essentially taking, if you tell us that you're going to upload 4 photos per draft, we are essentially going to count the first 4 photos, and that goes to draft 1. The next 4 photos goes to draft 2, and so on. So just to give you an example of what you may see if you don't do that appropriately, I am going to click Upload from Photos, and I'm going to pick 3 photos. So I just told the tool that I wanted to do 4 per listing, but I only did 3. So you'll see this error here that says you need to add or remove photos so that each draft exactly has 4. So now to do that, I have some clothing photos that are already organized in a folder. I've already set them up in a way that each of my items has 4 photos per listing. So I'm going to drag and drop them right here. So now these photos are all being uploaded, and this is a live demo happening in real time. As this is loading, this can be on Mac. It doesn't have to be on PC. But if your question is whether it can be on native, currently it's best on desktop, and in bulk is available for us to use on desktop in Seller Hub. So you can see here, I told the tool that I wanted 4 photos per draft. And for my first 4 photos, they're in draft 1. For my next 4 photos, in draft 2, and so on. And in total, 6 drafts were created. From here, I can go ahead and add more. So if I have some of my items have specific defects, or I want to get a zoomed in of some specific feature of one of my items, I can go ahead and do more than 4 in this stage. So that is one way to accomplish it if you have more than 4. Let me pause for a second. Seems there might still be some audio issues. Vidya, can you give me a thumbs up if you can hear me okay? Okay. All right. So I'll keep going on. Hopefully this clears up. Sorry. Apologies if there's anything I'm doing. Okay. So from here, again, you can organize your photos. You can drag and drop the order. That's me. Add photos, remove photos, etc. So now from this stage, once you have all of your photos uploaded, I'm just going to go over here and click Generate Drafts. And what happened as I was talking, it looks like it timed out. So I'm going to go back in the, well, I'll leave it as is. It does look like it timed out a bit while I was talking, but we do see that for each of my photos, the category was identified for all 6, which is great. And from the item specifics, we are not seeing too many pre-fills. We are seeing a couple, but primarily we are seeing these hints. So to talk a bit about the results here, to talk a bit about the results here, sorry, I just hit the back button. Let me go do that again. What's happening when I'm uploading these photos is that our core AI team, so our AI models are ingesting these photos as inputs, and they're scanning the images to figure out what they are. Is it a shirt? Is it a dress? Is it multicolored, purple, pink, etc.? And once they do that, they are then suggesting title, categories, and item specifics. We do have thresholds to determine whether we are going to be confident enough to just pre-fill the information for you, or if we're not quite sure, we think of a pretty good idea, we're going to surface these hints to you so that they're super easy to apply, and you can go through and just easily click the button to apply whatever the appropriate value is. So once this loads, you see this ticking up live right now. I get my results. And the comment about timing out, that was my computer thing. It wasn't the actual tool. That was my bad. So from here, let's see. So again, just to be a little bit more specific, for this specific shirt, this is a shirt from Anthropology. The actual brand is HD in Paris. So technically all 3 of these things are right. But the tag actually says HD in Paris. So I can go ahead and really easily select from the drop down and apply those hints. The main thing I want to call out though, is that the best way to use this tool is to start with a very descriptive title. So I'm going to type in HD in Paris, collared, button up, patchwork shirt. And then once I update back to our AI, and you should see, so we're not quite seeing it. Okay, so that we got a couple more. So in this case, button up did pre-fill, collared, 3/4 sleeve. I don't believe that was in there before. before. Patchwork is now one of the suggestions, so I can really easily go in it. So again, same deal. Our recommendation for how to use this tool is once you get the initial view of the suggestions, to go in and add a very high quality title to give the AI more information to help understand what it is. Do that again. And again, as you enter the title and enter more information in there, you should see more item specifics start to populate because we have higher content. So let me pause there. Vidya, is there anything you want to call out?
I'm good there.
Okay. Let's see any questions. So just to see a couple, you do not need a store to use this tool. This is a tool that's available for any Seller Hub seller. And if you don't have Seller Hub today, you can opt in and you will have access to this tool. Rebecca, the tool takes pics and creates listings for you. Yes. So the value, I think there are a couple of questions about the value of this, or how and why you should use it. Very much is a tool that takes your photos, the photos that you have of your items as an input, and helps speed up the listing process. We know that item specifics can be quite painful to add in, especially for some clothing where there are a lot of specifics that really do help to define the listing for buyers. We are significantly and decreasing the time it takes to list. Let's see. Same cat. I see Susan's question. Do all listings need to be the same category? No, you can do any category. I just happen to have a folder of all clothing, but you can mix and match. The results will be exactly the same. No differences there. I'll go back to the Seller Hub piece. Kathy, do you want to see one other thing to call out from here is that if you want to get more in depth on an individual item, so there's two ways to do that. One, you can either come over here and click item specifics, and you can see this item specific view to see all of the aspects associated with that particular category. And the other option here is to click this little pencil icon to where this is going to bring you into the standard single listing flow. And you should essentially see the more standard listing experience with absolutely everything surfaced here that you would normally see if you're listing individually. Click done. It will take you right back here so you can continue down the list. Can we see a live listing done this way? I like to take the listing and to go end to end. Yeah, so how about let's go back. Can go through a similar flow again, because there was a question about how to access it. All right. So again, from the listings tab, sorry guys, kid has a medical emergency. So listings. Listings from the active listings tab. Yeah, so the entry point currently under the create listing button, you'll see this multiple listing from photos in the dropdown. This is the entry point, and here, if you only see sports trading cards, that is how you know whether you currently have the sports trading cards versus the all category experience. And again, later this month, all US sellers who use Seller Hub should be able to access it. Kathy, I'm not sure what you mean by give us an item number. But I'll continue and go end to end with just a couple of, like a live list, like one that I've already created. Well, here, I'm happy to list, I'll list one quickly here. So if you look at any of these photos that I'm actually sharing now are listings that I had used this tool for. So I'll just relist these two and there'll be duplicates, which I'll later. But if you go to if you look at my user ID is Kelso922. I believe the only photos or the only listings I currently have are these clothing photos. That should look familiar. So you can see these are actually items that I do have for sale. Again, so flow is HD in Paris collar shirt. I'm going to quickly do this. So once you add in the descriptive title, we are going to take that information as well as the information we have from the listing, or sorry, from the photo, and pre-fill as much as we can. Within this view, you'll see this little blue asterisk indicates this is a required field. I don't recall, it's probably large. So again, anything required, you can easily go ahead and select drop down.
So, Elsie, while you're doing, maybe we should just call out how description or other fields can be edited in bulk as well.
Good call. So I'm sure many of you are familiar with our just standard bulk edit tool. The same functionality is available here. So if you want to change anything on your listings from description to pricing to handling time, this is available right here. Change these to $50, which is way more, but just use. Let's see. I may have missed some information, but once I click select all, or sorry, submit all, should an error if I have an issue, and yes, I do. And then I can easily just come right in here. This will tell me which, it's two. I only have 2 items here, so this will tell me which ones I need to fix, and I am going to change to pre-owned. Change to. I think I can leave that there. All right, and we're good. I saw a couple of questions about number of photos. So you can upload hundreds of photos to create hundreds of listings. I think the max I tested was roughly 150 drafts created at once. It was very quick. It was not much more time than it took to create 2. Our SLAs for this are quite quick. Is it better to? Orion, your question on 25 individual versus single with variations. I think it depends on your inventory, depends on how you as a seller run your business. I think it's definitely some personal preferences there. I think with STC, you often have some sets. We see a lot of sellers listings in sets, so that might be more applicable to STC versus other categories. I think really lots of room to figure out what's right. And as you're calling out, you might have some benefits from having a single listing with multiple variations. You might get more views, more buyer activity on it, which may then help drive more search results and whatnot. So one question, I've seen a couple of questions on many people have their photos on their phone. How do I get them easily from my phone to this desktop experience? This is something we're quite keenly aware of and are working on. Something that in 2025, we hope to make big strides on. For today, one thing that we've, two call outs. One is if you have Mac and if you live in the Mac world and you have an iPhone and a Mac, it's really easy to airdrop your photos to your desktop. So that is one method we have found that works well. I personally have an iPhone and a PC, and it did take a little bit of figuring out. I will say it's not easy quite yet, but we are working on it. Might be maybe other sellers can share some tips, best practices that they've found to do that, because I can tell you my current process is not optimized. Haven't quite figured it out yet. Annette can save them as drafts. Vidya, can you speak to whether you can, if you save in a draft, and you get back to that tool and what that experience is?
Yeah. So currently this tool, we can only create new listings, and it will take you to the bulk magical listing flow. At that point, if you want to save it, come back later to list it, you can still do that, where you go to your drafts, pick the drafts page, and then resume a bunch of drafts that you would like to resume and publish, which will take you to the existing Bling experience, where you can resume all those drafts and complete your publish, or you can go to individual items and list them through our single listing flow as well. So those are the ways you can do it currently.
I see Dorothy's question around how do you add what isn't listed up, like a flaw. I think maybe one way to do that. Again, let's say I use these same two listings that have 4 photos each. In this view, I can codes. In this view, I can go ahead and add additional photos to here. I can go ahead and add additional photos to get those more detailed images. Of course, this is the wrong image, but just to illustrate, you can go ahead and add additional photos in this view right here. Let's see. I'm not seeing any other questions that are open yet, that are still open. And then I'm flipping over to the chat. Monica, I see you referencing a question, but I am not seeing your question. Let's see if I can find it in the Q&A. I see one. Well, I see one question. How do I implement a minimum offer based on percentage across all listings? Truthfully, I am not close enough to that experience to really answer it well. But I I don't think it would be in this. It wouldn't be in this specific tool. I think it'd probably be for more of the active listings page to add the offers.
Can we go to our listing tool, Kelsey? In the bulk, we have an operation for offers.
You want me to just go this way?
Sure. Either ways is fine. You can go through our magical or do a revise. So if you would like to set a minimum offer percent across all your listings, you can click on the bulk edit. And there is the offers option, the 6th allow offers, and then there is a minimum offer amount you can set it to. So currently we don't have a percent per se, if that is what you're expecting, but we do only have a way to change it to absolute. Oh, there's an option to set your percent there as well. Correct. You can increase it or decrease it by a certain percent. I hope that answers your question.
Okay, we'll see if there's a response. Few more just came in. Dorothy, if it just says sports trading cards only, then unfortunately you are in the group that just has the sports trading cards experience today. However, look for over the next couple of weeks. All US sellers should have it quite soon. This month. We are working on getting that out ASAP. Is there a video that shows the value? I don't believe we have a video live at the moment, but there is a community post back maybe a month or two ago that has a little bit more of the detail in text. So Karen, that might be a good community post to reference. Will AI learn from our edits and corrections? Yeah, short answer, yes. Our models and our core AI teams are constantly looking at the, tuning the models to better understand, when we're looking at images, what is the image, what should we be suggesting as the information that we are providing back to you. Additionally, they are looking at things like acceptance rate. So if they suggested multiple item specifics for me and I say, no, those are all wrong, and I change them, the core AI team is taking that back to understand why is our acceptance rate in this specific category or on these types of items low, and how can we improve our models. So yes, very much so. The more that we use it and get more data against this, the better it should perform.
So we do see a lot of questions about, can you list only one item with this tool, or is it good for multiple listings? So you can do either ways. This tool can be used to list just one item, or you can list multiple items with this tool. So it all comes down to what you select in the photo uploads page. So Kelsey, do you mind going back to the previous screen, please? The photo upload page. So the screen where you see upload the photos, that's the place where you would specify, like, let's say you specify 4 photos per listing. And if you just upload 4 photos, it will create a single listing. But if you were to upload 8 photos, it would create 2 listings for you. The next question is, auctions, can we do multiple listings? So Carolyn, if you're talking about auction multi-quantity listing, that is not possible, but you can do several single quantity auction listing. That's still possible. And that is possible with this listing, with the bulk listing tool as well. Kristen, I see your comment around photos, the solution for photos. So I hear you. We are working on improving our photos uploading process as we go. based on all the valuable feedback we are receiving from sellers like you. So as we talk, we are still trying to see how we can make it easier for you to upload from your iPhone or any other cloud devices that you may have. So 2025, looking forward to releasing something more exciting and useful for you guys to be using. But please do keep sending us your feedback. On the top right-hand corner of Kelsey's screen, there is you see a leave feedback. So please click on that link and on that button and send us any feedback. We do read each and every feedback that comes to us. And if not immediately, we have it on our backlog and do take action on all of those. So please keep it coming. So Ryan, I see a comment from you. Does each seller have their own model data? For example, will it learn from a pattern for titles? So it is not catered to each individual seller yet. It is it will learn from your title or sellers like you who update or format their title a certain way. It will learn and apply the algorithm across all of the listings. So maybe in future we can customize it per seller, but that we are not there yet. So the next question is, I think Dorothy, we answered yours. Okay. Fern, there's a question from you. So I'm guessing that the photos you want to upload need to be in a separate folder on your computer. So it doesn't have to be on a separate folder. You can handpick any number of pictures that you would like. And what is important here is that the order in which you upload or the order in which you select your photos is the order we would add it to your listing, because we respect the order in which you selected, and we assume that is the order you would like the photos to be. So it is critical that you select the photos in exactly the right order you would like to be uploaded into your listings. Another question from Fern. I would like to know if the pictures have to be already cropped and ready to go before uploading. Can you use the background features for this? So in our photo upload page, currently we've not enabled the background cropping or background editing. So it will be, at this point, it will be good to have a ready to go photo in here and then upload it. Or if you would like the photo to be edited, there is always an option to go into the bulk listing tool grid page, and then you can do further editing there as well. So, but in the photos uploading page, there is not much editing that's permitted at this point of time. Amber, your question, when I say AI model for clothing, I mean that I can upload a photo of a dress and eBay would have AI model of a woman, and then my dress would appear on the model wearing my dress. I have used AI models for shirts, pants, jackets. Great. That is a great suggestion. I think that's our North Star of where we would like to be. And we are not there yet, but we are working on improving it.
A recent purchase that I made last week, and I thought it was a very, very cool buyer experience.
Question from Karen. Is there a video I can watch that shows the value of this and how to do it? I'm just not seeing how it saves time. So Karen, the value prop or how it will save time is, it seems like the first time there is a learning curve and then the system needs to understand what your preferences are. But the moment you list your items once, we save all your preferences for the category that you listed your item in. For example, what are the shipping services you used? What is the handling time you typically select? And what are your return policies? So we do save all these preferences of yours, and the subsequent time that you list it, it's going to be easy because we remember all of your preferences for that particular category, and you will not have to fill them in again. And similarly, the other time saving factor will be where if there is no title, all you have to do is start entering a title, and we pre-populate a lot of the item specifics and category for you. So that should eventually save you time. And that is what our initial data and from all of our sellers based on the test that we are running seems to be resonating with. Dorothy's question, considering the terrible problems with the catalog, I would suggest that you put in a requirements for sellers to review the item specifics, or you're going to get a lot of mistakes. Totally with you on this, Dorothy. So we do surface a message at the beginning of the page asking the sellers to review all of the pre-fills done. So you are ultimately the most knowledgeable about the listings that you are about to publish. So we are guiding you based on whatever our best recommendation is. So at the beginning of the page, there is a dismissible banner that would show up asking you to verify all of the pre-filled information before publishing. There are also all these status. Kelsey, do you mind highlighting the status icon, please? So there are all these status that we do let the sellers know that we are pre-filling several of the information based on the pictures. So the onus is still would be on you to verify them and make sure we are correct. So as you correct all the things that are wrong, it'll help us learn better and improve our quality also as well. Next question from Dorothy. You can review your listing before launching. Absolutely. So we only create drafts for you when we land on the page that Kelsey is currently sharing. So you will still get a chance to review all of the listings, make any edits before you want, or upload more pictures or add more description before you can publish your listing.
I just saw one other question in the chat from Lori. Can you create multiple listings from one photo for different sizes? In that case, you can definitely do that. There might be, you can either duplicate the photos and upload them multiple times, or you can create the listing once and just duplicate the photo to adjust the size. I think that would be more of my recommendation, is to just do it one time and then duplicate it and adjust the size for that second listing. I will say a question, if this is a tutorial, seems cool, but maybe a little tricky. I will fully admit I've had some difficulties in getting photos from my iPhone to my desktop. I think not particular to this tool, just in general. What we are seeing in the data that we have so far is the more that users are using this tool and getting familiar with it, and figuring out things like how to get photos from your iPhone to your PC, we are seeing a very, very steep growth after that initial learning curve. So if you do try, if this is something that is going to help you, that you list a lot of items where you're spending a lot of time on the item specifics and really getting that information right, recommend giving this a try, not just once, but get a feel for it, give it a few days, try it a couple of times on different listings. And after a few times, you might see some breakthrough of seeing, oh, okay, this is how I can make it work for me and my process and my business, and help me get more listings up faster to get it in front of buyers. That's our goal here, really making it simple for us to take the inventory that we have to list and really quickly, really easily reduce the friction that it takes to go from I have an item to getting it in front of buyers. Definitely give it a try. And again, as Vidya mentioned, the feedback that can be accessed right up top here.
Right, the three dots on the right.
Oh.
The right top hand corner, the three dots at the right top hand corner, there's a feedback button.
Biddy and I look at every single one and report up to our leadership on what we're seeing and what you all are telling us.
Thank you, everyone. I think we are past time, but we are happy to stay back and answer more questions. Please feel free to use the tool and share your valuable feedback to us so we can either get back to you with the answers, or we will work on improving the feature for all the other sellers like you. Thank you so much, guys.
Really appreciate it. And just as one last question with Stacy, I do believe if you have one listing ready to go, you can go ahead and just get the one listed, and the rest will remain as drafts. So let's see if I can do this and close it out with getting this one item listed. See if I did it. I missed something on it.
So basically, there is an option to remove the listings you don't want to publish, Stacy. So you can remove all the listings from this view and just publish the 3 listings that you want to publish. So that should help you with it, while the remaining will still continue as staying as drafts.
Let's see. There we go. Got one live. So the one that was good to go is now live. The other 4, a couple edits that I need to make on there. All right. Well, thank you everybody again. Hopefully this was really helpful to you. Again, we are looking at feedback, so please let us know what you think, what you need. And we are working hard on making this better for all.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.